Are you one of those people who every single year you fall into the trap of setting a New Year's resolution and just about week 3, you fall off the wagon, decide that you don't want to attain the desire anymore or whatever line of excuses you give yourself. But either way, you don't get it. You don't reach it and you don't get what it is that you want. If you're one of those people, then today's episode is for you. Let's go. Welcome to Phoenix Rising, a superior podcast for all of your transformative tools for personal and spiritual growth. Let's go get that nugget. Hey guys, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you setting and achieving your heart's desire, the New Year's resolution, the big commitment, changing your life when we roll around into January 2025. If you are not attaining your desire and you're not staying committed to your New Year's resolution, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. If you're here, if you're listening, you're looking for transformation. You're looking for change. And people keep saying change is hard. But here's the actual thing that makes it hard. It's because, now write this down, we don't want to let go of this version of us that has the life that we have right now. There's so much fear in stepping out of the comfort zone. This version of you that is you right now listening to this episode is a certain level. You're a certain version. You're an avatar. You're this creation of your past thoughts, beliefs, and emotional states, your dominant thoughts and behaviors. And you want something different. There's a desire in you, and you want that new thing. Whatever. The relationship, the money, the job, the career, the purpose. You want to feel better. You want to lose weight. You want to get healthier. You want love in your life. You want to stop feeling depressed. You want to start feeling peace and harmony. Whatever the thing is, whatever it is, that is your spirit calling you forward. But there's this other part of you, the human person of you, the humanoid, the one that is locked into these 5 senses that wants to stay in the comfort zone. And it's hard. But here's the thing. That spiritual version of you has more power than you could even imagine. That I can't fill up enough podcasts with the words that say something like, you have more power in your being than you even can fathom. Your human experience is anchored in this physical world with the 5 senses, and you have the spiritual version of you that keeps calling you forward. That's life. That is life. Now, when things are hard, when you're looking at your life and you're going or saying something like, why is life so hard? It's because you're not going. You're not going with the beckoning, the quote, the beckoning of life beckoning you forward. You're not going. And so then it feels hard. It feels difficult. You always have this push or this pull and you don't go. When you don't go, that's when suffering happens. We need to get to this place of awakening to the presence that's within you. Now, here's the thing. I was talking to Amy about this morning, and I said people start to wake up when there's a presence, when they notice that there's basically someone else in the room. Think of your mind close your eyes, think of your mind, where all your thoughts, where your stories are, thinking of your life. There's the person of you, right? That presence. Now, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to sit still for a minute, take a deep breath, sit still, and I want you to think of your thoughts. I want you to just let them float by. Doesn't matter, whatever. Don't get attached to it where you aren't paying attention to what I'm saying, but just let the thoughts float, whatever they show up, whatever they say, okay? And then now I want you to observe those thoughts. So as they float by, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of the neighbor. Oh, yeah, now I'm thinking of my kids or my job or my money or my problems or my pain. Okay? Do you sense that there's a presence, that who is the being, the presence, that is observing your thoughts? And I think of my headspace, where my thoughts are, my beliefs are, and I look at my thinking and I think, who's observing those thoughts? Not only where are those thoughts coming from, but who's observing them? That's the second being. That's the spiritual version of you. That's the higher self. That, my friends, is where your power lies. That's the silent, the intuition. That's the connection to the greater good, the greater being of your existence. And you're like, oh my God, Jen, what in the world are you talking about? Well, I want you to think about one thing. What would happen if you became connected to that powerful being, that one that observes the thoughts, the one that is kind and loving and powerful? What would happen this year in 2025 if you were to get in touch with that person, that being? So there's the human version of you, the one who feels, the one who looks around the room and sees the stuff, the one who hears, the one who touches, the one who tastes and smells. That's the human of you. And then when I observe that thing and I feel that thing and I see my thoughts floating by and I choose my thoughts, like, okay, I say, and I want you to do this. I want you to practice this because this is going to be a powerful year for you. If this is the practice you decide to adopt. Otherwise, it's going to be the same as last year. You're going to have the same beliefs, the same personality, the same emotional state. You're going to manifest the same things because until you change, nothing is going to change. You're going to get older. Things are going to get more stuck. You're going to create more pressure. You're going to create more dis-ease in the body. You're going to go through the same thing. And one of my favorite things to do is to challenge myself. Challenge the beliefs that show up. Do I get stuck in my human experience? Yes, I do. Because it's 5-to-1, 5 senses anchored in this human experience compared to 1 sense, which is my intuition, but yet so powerful. And I'm so hungry for more. I'm so hungry that in the rest of my life, I want to see how big I can go. I want to see how great I can become. I want to see how much I can elevate my life. Now, do I suffer some emotional states? Yes. Do I make mistakes and sink back in, basically fall back to sleep? Yes. Will I forget my meditation practice? Yes. And then my experience comes back around, something happens, I'm like, oh, now I feel depressed. I don't even want to get out of bed. Oh, yep, there I am flying off the handle about something stupid. And then I go, okay, I got to get back to my practice. There's no room for criticism. You just get back in it. You just get back to your practice. And here's what I want to teach you today. I want to teach you how to raise your own self-worth. So whatever it is you want to grab on the other side, beginning the new year, the New Year's resolution, I want you to go after it with confidence. And I think a little while ago, I did an episode about self-confidence versus self-esteem. Self-confidence is having a confidence about a skill or an ability. I am confident I can tie my shoes. I am confident I can run 5 miles. I'm confident that I can connect to my higher self. I'm confident that I can make dinner and not burn the house down, right? There's just certain things that I'm confident in skills, okay? Self-worth is about how much value you give yourself, just as a person, just as this being walking on this planet, having this human experience. How much worth do you give yourself? One way to rate this is how much time do you spend with self-care? How much time do you spend doing things that feel good, that bring you joy just for the sake of bringing you joy? How much time do you spend taking care of your body? How much time do you spend eating healthy food, taking care of the inside of your body? Your blood, your bones, your muscles, your ligaments, your nervous system, your brain, your heart, all of your organs. How much time do you spend doing that? And when you do that, how present are you? All of these contribute to your self-worth. All of them do. So if I don't spend a lot of time doing that, I'm eating, drinking, I'm doing drugs, I'm sleeping all day, I'm playing video games, I hate my life, I hate everything in it, I don't take care of my environment, I don't take care of my body, I would say your self-worth is pretty much in the toilet. And eventually that's going to catch up with you. But if I am taking care of my body, I'm eating well, I'm drinking water, I'm exercising, I'm meditating, I'm calming the nervous system, I'm eating things to fuel my body, I'm taking care of my environment, keeping it clean and open and giving it space, I would say your self-worth is very high. Whatever it is you want to obtain, more money, better job, more love in your life, better relationships, there's got to be a higher self-worth. Confidence comes with the skill, but self-worth is where it starts, because you can hold your breath for 3 weeks, and that hold your breath is like, I can force and kink and push. I can go to the gym. I can eat better. I can, it's all this, like, I would say, like, I'm going to hold my breath. And right about 20 or so days, 18 days, we start to dip back into our old behavior, our old mentality. Those old beliefs come back around. And you go, meh, I'm just going to drink one pop today. I'm just going to smoke one cigarette. I'm just going to eat one cookie. And then by the time February, whatever rolls around, you're back to your old habits. Now, if you were in a room with me, I'd say, how many of you do that? And I would say 80% of you are going to raise your hands. The other 20% don't have desires, and they're not taking in, they're not even coming up with a New Year's resolution. The new year signifies change. I used to do a workshop, and it was 5 days long, 4 or 5 days long, and it was called New Year, New You. And we would work on those goals. But what I want to do is work on you, not the goals. Because if I work on you and you build up your self-esteem, then everything else is just a skill that you have to learn. And that's when life can become fun. But when your self-esteem is in the toilet, then there's just something about learning to swim that just doesn't matter. So here's what I want to start with. I want you to think of your desire. I want you to think of, I've done this before where it's the avatar creation, and you're the director and the producer of the scene in your life, this thing that you want to attain. And I want you to be on the stage with all of the players. That's your family, your friends, your spouse, you. They're all on the stage, and I want you to put them in position and create a scene in your mind with moving pieces and players, and give them a script. Give them the words to say. But first, think of your desire. What is it that you want? Name it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud because it brings it into the light. Say it out loud. I want to make 6 figures a year. I want to start my own business. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to better my relationship with my spouse or my kids or my mom. I want to, whatever, say that thing out loud. Okay. That's the name of your play. That's the name of this year. I want to better my relationships. Okay. So that's it. Now you're on stage as a director and the producer. You're producing. That's the producers. You're going to produce the whole plot, the whole theme of 2025. And then I want you to, as the director, is create the scene, bring in the props, set the stage, bring in the people, have them all be actors, give them scripts. Like, this becomes such a fun thing to do. And some of you are probably standing by going, what are we doing? Like, don't we just set goals? Well, here's the thing. If you want something different to happen, you not only have to do something different, but first you have to be something different. You have to become someone else. I like to use the analogy of playing a video game and go back to let's say it's some adventure kind of a game, and you're level 1 and you have to get through these things. In the meantime, in level 1, you're learning all these new skills, how to control the character, how to wear I'm going to use, like, let's say I'm playing a Lego Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so it doesn't matter. It's some adventure game, and you have to learn how to play. Okay? That's level 1. And then, oh, yay, within, 5 seconds, oh, yay, congratulations, you got to level 2. Well, level 2 requires more of you. You learned those things in level 1, and now you're going to use those things in level 2, as well as learn new things. And then you're going to get new characters. You get to change your character, and you get to do more things. And one thing you usually don't do is you don't go back to level 1 and play that again. This is such a great correlation to life. Once I started rolling over and sitting up as a 9-month-old or however old you do that, and then you start walking, usually you don't go back to crawling. You might a little bit, you're on the floor, whatever, but for the most part, you start walking. When you start driving, you kind of stop riding your bike, don't you? Right? Once you start moving through these stages of life, you don't usually go back. You might a little bit here and there, but for the most part, you keep moving forward. Well, somewhere in our adult life, we kind of forget that. We forget that we're still moving forward till the day you die. Till the second before you take your last breath, you will continue to move forward. And there's that part, that human experience part of you that goes, I just want to stay here though. I want to stay in level 1. You can, but you're going to feel it. Emotionally, you're going to feel it. Physically, you're going to start feeling it. You first feel it emotionally. You start getting bored with life. You start feeling that all of a sudden I'm anxious. All of a sudden I'm angry. All of a sudden I'm depressed. What the heck? I don't want to go do that thing anymore. I don't feel like I've exhausted all these experiences. I've done all these things, and you're not wanting to go. That is when you start feeling the discord between your human experience and your spiritual being. And shit starts happening, and it starts hitting the fan hard, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And now you're 50, 60, 70 years old, and you're like, what the hell? Why is my life like acting like this? Why is nothing working for me? Why am I feeling this way? Because you're not going. It's just called discord. And I go, it's just called that. But here's the thing. You can change that any single time you want. And here's one word. I want you to write this word down. I am willing to release this thing, whatever the thing is. I'm willing to release this emotional state. I'm willing to release this, whatever. I'm willing to release this weight. I'm willing to release feeling this way. I'm really willing to release victimhood mentality. I'm willing to release being angry every day. I'm willing to release feeling anxious every day. There's something so powerful in this waking up process that says something out loud like that. Like, oh no, Jen, I can't release my depression because my whole entire family is depressed. Well, yeah, because they're not going. It's just discord. But say it out loud. I'm willing to release this depression. Whoa. What kind of doors would that open for you? Whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, see if you can say that out loud. I encourage you to say that. That is going to be step 1, is being willing to release the person that was level 1 in order to move to level 2. We have to let go of crawling in order to walk. We have to let go of walking in order to ride our bike. And we come back to those things. Of course, I obviously don't just ride my bike everywhere, or I just don't drive my car everywhere. Now I get to pick and choose. I can crawl on the floor, I can walk, I can ride my bike, and I can drive. Look at all that variety I have. But in order to move on to that next thing, even though my body was scared, I had to let go of being in diapers and start using the toilet. I had to let go of walking and riding my bike to be able to drive a car. But now I can kind of go back to that. But I'm not going to adopt that again. I'm not going to adopt that belief that says something like, I can't drive. I have to let go of the disease. I have to let go of the hose that I'm holding, that I'm kinking. I have to start going with the flow. Okay, so step 1 is I'm willing to release whatever the said thing is. Now, think of your desire. Let's say you want to make 6 figures this year in your business. I want to make 6 figures this year in your business. Then ask yourself immediately after that, what do I have to let go of in order to be that person who makes 6 figures? I have to let go of scarcity. I have to let go of lack mentality. I have to let go of hoarding my money. I have to let go of feeling like I don't want to do whatever said work is. There's something there that is holding you back, that is preventing you from getting your desire, and you need to figure out what that is. So the first thing is being willing to release the thing that's holding you back. You have to figure out what the thing is, but being willing, that's a first. Am I willing to let go of this stage to reach this stage? And that's a yes or no question, and only you can answer that. I would encourage you to say yes, because there's a certain amount of empowerment that you get to step into that feels amazing. Do you remember, if you're a Harry Potter fan, do you remember when he goes to Ollivander's? This is in the Sorcerer's Stone, number 1. He goes into Ollivander's to get his wand. And when he gets the correct wand, he like lights up. Ollivander puts it in his hand and it's like, ah, and he just like sings, the angels appear and he just lights up. That's what empowerment feels like. You're in charge of your life. You are the one having your life experience. Nobody else is in charge of it. Nobody is coming to rescue you. We must learn to rescue ourselves. We must learn to rescue ourselves. There's something empowering in there. Instead of sitting around waiting for someone to come and rescue me, screw that. I'm stepping into my own. I'm going to get my own. I'm going to become a woman warrior, and I'm going to create my life, not sit here and wait for my life. I'm going to go create it. Okay? First, we must be willing to release it. Second, we need to know what we're releasing. So when you ask yourself about the desire, you have to turn and look and go, what am I letting go of to get this desire? So picture your scene. Here's a way I always think about this. Picture your scene, put you as the actor in front of you and say, okay, you're an actor right now who doesn't have any money. You don't make any money, or you don't make a lot of money. Here's your life. And then put her in that position physically. Let's say she's homeless. Okay. What is she going to look like? What does she physically look like? Who is this character? Put her in the clothes, give her the hair, the look, the body, the physical, the eyes, the head, the shoulders. What is she? How is she standing? Who is she? And then snap your fingers and go, okay, now you're making 6 figures. Now what does she look like? How is she standing? What is her eye contact? What's her hair look like? What clothes is she wearing? There's a vast difference between this person and this person. There's a vast difference between this version, who is this in this current state, and this version that you're heading to. Okay? There's a very big difference. I want you to figure out who that is. So step 1 is being willing to release. Step 2 is, what are you releasing? And step 3 is creating that avatar of who is she stepping into this new desire. If you are a 6-figure businesswoman or a 6-figure businessman, let's just pretend that that's our desire, and you now are making 6 figures. You have to project in this scene this person who is already having the experience of the desire. He or she already has the experience. Put her in that position. Okay? That's the who. The next one is her language. What language? What words? What is her new language as a 6-figure coach, as a 6-figure businesswoman? What is her language as a person who's lost 50 pounds? What is her language now? Because she is using different words to talk. More positive words, more inspirational words, more empowering words. She's not saying, oh, screw it, I'm just going to eat a pizza and drink a gallon of Mountain Dew tonight. She's saying, I'm going to feed my body. What healthy thing can I eat? Well, that's kind of a weird example, but you know what I mean. What language is different? You're now going to give your avatar, who's your actor on stage, the script. And I want you to write all this down. This is so much fun. Like, I 100% love this activity. I do this with my clients, and they just love it. They love it because you are creating your life experience. So until you can sit down in your workshop, which is what I call like your meditative space, where you're awake and you're thinking about your desire, and then you're going through this process, you are creating your life experience, and that's called your workshop. You're waking up and you're going, what do I want? What do I want to create for 2025? This can be a really fun place in your life. But if you have a low self-esteem and self-worth, you won't even do this exercise. You've probably already pushed stop and walked away and went and got a burger and some fries and a Mountain Dew. Okay? But if you are still listening, this is for you. This is the work of life. This is the work of life. I've been studying this for 25 years and I'm still learning how to explain it to you guys. And I hope this is coming around into a really nice kind of well-rounded space, because I want you to fully understand the power that you have in your possession. You don't need anybody else. You don't need anything else. You don't need your husband or wife to come rescue you. You don't need to meet somebody to whatever, have them come rescue you. Everybody you need is all tucked away inside of you. So now we've got willing to release, finding out what you're releasing. Then you are creating the who. So if I have the who, my actor, right? Then I'm creating the language. Here's her script. Now you're creating the behavior. How does a six-figure businesswoman or businessman, how do they act? They act confident, right? They act positive. Maybe not always positive. I know some people who make a lot of money that are not positive, but they act different. That behavior is very different. Somebody who is 100 pounds overweight and somebody who is healthy and fit, their behavior is very, very different, isn't it? Yeah. So we must now give this actor or actress the whole scene. Here's how I want you to act. And I want you as a director to put them in that role and say, okay, now I want you to walk with your chest out and your shoulders back and your head held high. I want you to use this language. I want you to create this version of yourself. And it's an amazing version of you. It's an amazing version that allows you to open up the doors to the new desire in a completely different way. And the last step is that you feed this every single day, 5 minutes. Think of your visualization. Think of it when you get up in the morning. Think of it when you're in the shower. Think of it when you're brushing your teeth. Think of it when you go to bed at night. You're going to feed the subconscious mind, which is your human experience, the human version of you. You're going to feed that. You're like, here's the new download. Here's the new download. This is how we're going to act. This is the word. These are the words I'm going to use. This is how I'm going to behave. This is the new version of me. These are the new words, the new beliefs that lead to a new emotional state. And you're going to feel that lock in. And then you know what's going to happen? You're going to begin feeling different. You are going to step fully into that role that is now the new version of you. So as an example, go back to the video game. Let's say that you're, I don't know, like you're a dragon of some sort and you're a baby dragon in level 1 and you're learning how to maneuver the dragon and do the stuff and whatever the dragon game is. I'm not specific in the game. Level 2 is now you're a bigger dragon. Level 3 is now you're a bigger dragon who breathes fire. That's you. So I just mean that you are starting to become this newer, bigger, different version of yourself that now you're going to step into, and your experience is going to be different. You're going to start acting different. Your world is going to start shifting. Now you can breathe fire. Your experience is different. The outward experience, but we have to change the inside version of ourself first. That has to come first. We can't stand in one room and be in the other room. We have to leave one room to go into the other room. You have to leave the kitchen to fully immerse yourself into the living room. You like these analogies? That one's kind of dumb, I think. But you have to let go of the lack mindset in order to adopt the abundant mindset. You have to let go of the pity party in order to step fully into an empowered version of you. You have to let go of lack thinking to come out with prosperity thinking. That's where you start. Am I willing to release this? Yes or no? And only you can answer. Then, what am I releasing? What belief is there that's holding me in this place? What am I releasing? Oh, I'm releasing this belief, this lack mentality. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I even had that. Am I willing to release that? Hell yes, I am. What's my new language? What new words? Somebody who has 6 figures, how do they talk? What words do they use? Think of that. Think of that person. Spend some time thinking. The whole world spends time reacting to what they're already creating, and then thus they just keep recreating the same thing, and they wonder why nothing changes. You have to spend some time in your workshop thinking. Who is this new version that I'm going to be? Who is this new, better, more empowered version of myself that I'm going to step into in 2025? Then what is my new behavior? How does this person act? And all of these things contribute to you letting go and stepping in to a higher version of yourself. I love this so much. I love this work so much. And here's the thing. If you begin this practice, if you were to commit to doing this kind of practice, this kind of work, get your journal, get some colored pencils, make it fun for yourself, have some music, get in your space, do whatever. Like I have my office, I've got incense lit, I've got nice calming lights, I'm recording this for you, I've got my journal out. I'm like, I'm going to do this work too, because I'm going to create a newer, better version of myself too. Well, I have to let go of this version. And it doesn't matter. You could be at level 12. You still have to let go of a level 11. You could be at level 53. You still have to let go of level 52. So it doesn't matter where you're at. But if you were to commit to this for 3 weeks, and you do this every morning, sometime as you're getting ready, brushing your teeth, just kind of put that visual, that scene that has action, movement, behavior, language, other people are involved. Because that's a big part too, is adding like how, if you were to get this goal, how are other people affected? And then bring them into the scene. How are they all affected by this? Visualize them congratulating you. Visualize them being happy for you. Visualize them saying words that you want to hear, like, oh my gosh, Jen, I can't believe how fast you built this business. Holy crap, dude. Like, this is super exciting. You are so smart. Visualize that. Add that to your visual. You're the director, create the scene. Okay? If you were to practice this, that scene, that language, those words, that behavior, 3 weeks, you're not even going to recognize yourself. And everything else is just going to unfold. That's like me saying, get in the kayak, get in the river, point it downstream, and go. That's how easy this is going to flow. I've been there. I've done that. I help my clients do it. You can do it too. I hope you hear me. I know this was kind of long. I hope you hear me. If you want to check out the blog, go to theenrichmentacademy.com. Go to my blog. You'll see these steps all written out. I hope you took notes. I hope you get into the workshop and you start creating. You have plenty of time. You can change anytime. So if you're listening to this in the future and it's March or friggin' August, it doesn't matter. Every day can be a new year. Every day can be a change that you happen to light up and signal. It's time to go. We're going. Get in the car and go, right? Cut the sandbags to the hot air balloon and start rising above it. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Just right now, it happens to be the end of 2024. This is it. It's time for a new you. It is time for you to take the reins. It's time for you to step into a better version of yourself. It is time for you to keep going. And when you learn the secrets of how to let go and get going, it's just that human part of you wants to stay in the comfort zone. You have to go, oh, that's all this is. And then you say those really powerful words, I'm willing to release this. And I'm willing to step into empowerment. That's a language that really starts you on fire in a good way. Really, really starts to put the gas in. So get going, get your journal, make it fun, turn on the music, start creating, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. If you liked that episode, please subscribe, like, and write a review. Let me know how that landed with you. If you'd like to support this podcast, please check out in the show notes where you could buy me a chai tea, or you can join my newest podcast membership for exclusive episodes, guided meditations, and transformative exercises that you won't find anywhere else. For more transformational tools, techniques, and programs, check out my website, theenrichmentacademy.com. Bring your journal, open your heart, and let's get ready for some serious transformation.